Welcome to Movie Rush. In today's video, we would be going through an action comedy movie, Red Notice. Red Notice is a 2021 American action comedy film written and directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber. The film stars Dwayne Johnson as an FBI agent who reluctantly teams up with a renowned art thief, Ryan Reynolds, in order to catch an up-and-coming criminal, Gal Gadot. The film marks the third collaboration between Thurber and Johnson following Central Intelligence, 2016 and Skyscraper, 2018. An Interpol-issued Red Notice is a global alert to hunt and capture the world's most wanted. But when a daring heist brings together the FBI top profiler, Johnson, and two rival criminals, Gadot, Reynolds, there's no telling what will happen. On February 8, 2018, it was announced that an action comedy from Dwayne Johnson and writer and director Ross and Marshall Thurber was developed as part of a bidding war consisting of major studios fighting for the rights. Johnson was confirmed to be paid at least $20 million for the first time for this film. It was later revealed that Gal Gadot also made $20 million for her role in the film, making her the third highest paid actress in the world in 2020. Gadot was confirmed to join Johnson on June 11, 2018. Ryan Reynolds was added on July 8, 2019. Ryu Arya and Chris Diamantopoulos were added on February 10, 2020. Principal photography began on January 3, 2020 in Atlanta, Georgia. Production on the film was previously expected to start in April 2019 after Johnson wrapped production on Jumanji: The Next Level. On July 8, 2019, filming was delayed to begin in early 2020. A planned shoot in Italy was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. On March 14, it was announced production was halted indefinitely due to the pandemic. Filming resumed on September 14, 2020. Gadot and Reynolds finished filming their parts by the end of October. Production in Atlanta was completed on November 14, before moving to Rome and Sardinia, Italy for a week of shooting. Filming in Italy was completed on November 18. The film was greenlit with an estimated production budget of $160 million, and by the time it was released the reported cost had reached $200 million, making it the most costly in Netflix's history. Visual effects artist Richard R. Hoover served as the overall visual effects supervisor for the film. Universal originally scheduled the film for release on June 12, 2020. The date was postponed by 5 months to November 13, 2020. Netflix then took over on July 8, 2019, with an undecided release date in 2021. As part of a video and letter to its shareholders in April 2021, Netflix's co-chief executive officer and chief content officer, Ted Sarandos, confirmed that the film is expected to premiere sometime in Q4 2021. The film received limited theatrical release on November 5, 2021, prior to streaming on Netflix on November 12, 2021, due to the film's $200 million production budget and Netflix's global film chief Scott Stuber saying that the company's big-budget tentpole films need to draw an audience of more than 70 million viewers within the first 28 days of availability. The New York Observer estimated Red Notice would need to total around 200 million hours, about 83 million household viewers, to be deemed a success. Though Netflix does not report theatrical box office grosses of their films, industry insiders estimated Red Notice made $1.25 million from 750 theaters in its opening weekend. On review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, 40% of 88 critics have given the film a positive review, with an average rating of 4.9. The website's critics' consensus reads, Red Notice's big budget and A-list cast add up to a slickly competent action comedy whose gaudy ingredients only make the middling results more disappointing. 30 on Metacritic. The film has a weighted average score of 36 out of 100, based on 33 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Red Notice plot. The film follows an FBI profiler who ends up involved in a dangerous heist when he is handed a warrant to capture two notorious international criminals, which leads to him forming some unexpected alliances. The official synopsis reads, when Interpol issued Red Notice, the highest-level warrant to hunt and capture the world's most wanted goes out, the FBI top profiler John Hartley, Dwayne Johnson, is on the case. His global pursuit finds him smack dab in the middle of a daring heist, where he's forced to partner with the world's greatest art thief Nolan Booth, Ryan Reynolds, in order to catch the world's most wanted art thief, the Bishop, Gal Gadot. The high-flying adventure that ensues takes the trio around the world, across the dance floor, trapped in a secluded prison, into the jungle, and, worst of all for them, constantly into each other's company. The film builds its story around the fictional treasure of Cleopatra's eggs, a trio of bejeweled orbs supposedly given to Egypt's last ruler by her Roman lover, Mark Antony. Red Notice, a title which refers to those on Interpol's most wanted list, begins mid-heist as Booth attempts to acquire one of the eggs, and a voiceover sequence informs viewers that the third egg has been lost to history, which adds an Indiana Jones-inspired artifact onto the dapper jewel thief storyline. The fact that none of the lead actors particularly look their part is a fact acknowledged almost immediately in Red Notice, but hardly dismisses an Interpol agent's skepticism of his role as a profiler simply by saying, "I get that a lot," which is a typical tongue-in-cheek response for this film. Similarly, Reynolds Booth references narrative elements, such as villain entrances, twist endings, and even the third egg MacGuffin with the same casual meta-attitude. The key to enjoying Red Notice is not to worry about such things. A car starts up after being in cold storage for 70 years. No problem. Booth flies a helicopter even after realizing all the controls are in Russian. Fine. Suspension of disbelief is par for the course in any Thurber film and almost all movies starring Johnson, and Deadpool fans almost expect Reynolds to break the fourth wall these days. This movie counts on the audience recognizing the narrative form in the actors, including Gadot and her signature Wonder Woman ability to kick serious ass. But while the audience will leave satisfied with the twists and turns of Red Notice, they will learn almost nothing about its characters. Hartley and Booth bond as they discuss their overbearing fathers and how their childhood trauma informed their career choices. But that's the only development any character really receives. One thing Red Notice has that Central Intelligence and Skyscraper didn't, however, is the possibility for a sequel. While Thurber has gone on record that his earlier Johnson vehicles are one-and-done films, the ending of this openly suggests that since the reluctant partnerships in this particular heist worked out so well, there might be opportunities for future collaboration. While the pandemic delayed this 2020 production and limited its theatrical release, its performance on Netflix, as the streaming network's biggest budget production ever, will determine its fate and ultimately that of any sequel. Beyond any behind-the-scenes plans, however, Red Notice stands alone as a fun action-adventure film with writing that manages to feel fresh even though it's as familiar as an old favorite blanket. Its characters may be cookie-cutter, but the charisma of Johnson, Reynolds, and Gadot oozes off the screen, making us check our brains at the door and enjoy the popcorn fun of this action-filled romp. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe